I think let's just say up front we haven't had the best record in Durban over the last period of time, and you know, we're looking forward to having the opportunity to put that right now. I think one of the reasons why is that we haven't really adapted to the surface as well over the last period of time, and I think we've had good discussions over that now. The surface sort of can change every day. You know, stats do say maybe day 2 is a more difficult day to bat than say day 1, and on a test match, it's pretty similar to the Wanderers actually in many ways in terms of the stats. But I think overhead conditions and weather conditions can play a big role here in Kingsmead. You know, it can get hot, it can get flat, and there are times it can do it, but it's just about, you know, reading those moments of the game well and making sure that you can be effective and get something out of it at those times. I think we'll make the decision in the best interest of how we feel tactically the wicket will play throughout 5 days, not just one day. I think the Wanderers historically is a difficult place for a spinner to bowl. I don't think, you know, Ashwin was effective either at the Wanderers. I think we just need to set up to see how Morne comes through his fitness test, and then decide what's going to be our best attack to win a test match, and make those decisions accordingly over the next 2 days. I think that workload will be in their legs somewhere in the test match. I think especially if we can get a good partnership somewhere in our top order. You know, hopefully we could take advantage of the amount of time. You know, they only had 3 seamers that did a huge amount of work, so you know, I think the only fortunate thing is that our bowlers have had an extra day probably to rest. But that decision will be based on the surface. I think for us, you know, I think almost as a team, the more confident we've got, the less maybe the toss has been a worry for us. You know, I think we feel that we've got bases covered and that we can be effective either way. You know, so you know, obviously, hopefully tomorrow, I mean, on Boxing Day, we'll make the right decision to make the biggest impact. But you know, I think if we can get our skills right, that will be a factor, I'm sure. It obviously feels fantastic. I mean, I think you certainly can feel the buzz. People are looking forward to the Boxing Day Test match here in Durban, which is exciting for us as a team. You know, when I started playing for South Africa, the Boxing Day and New Year's Test were our marquee Test matches, and that's one of the reasons I guess we don't tour Australia this time of the year, is that, you know, these are our marquee matches, and in front of our own fans, you know, that's what they look forward to. Obviously, it's a bit sad we're not going to have a New Year's Test this year, but so this is our last opportunity in a marquee Test match of the year and of the season to really, you know, make a big play for our fans.